What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is inspired by my sister. She recently made a video called What I Wish I Knew When I Was 18, and I watched that video and was texting her about it, and she was like, you should make one. Like, I would love to see yours. She said, I tag you. And I was like, damn, I haven't been tagged in so long to do a video on YouTube. I guess I gotta do it. I just thought back to that time and I was like, you know what? Even though it feels so long ago, it really wasn't that long ago. A lot of you guys have been watching my channel since then. I know I don't have too many of you guys that are 18. Most of you guys are in my same age demographic, in your 20s or 30s, that watch my videos, but I think we can kind of all relate to just wanting to tell our younger selves things that we've learned now. So let's get into the video, and shout out to my sister for inspiring me to do this. If you haven't seen her video, I will link it down below. Go check it out. I thought hers was really good. So when I was 18, I was in my senior year of high school, and the end of 18 I had moved out to LA, but for most of the year I was still living in Georgia in high school. So the first thing I would tell my younger self is you don't need to get into an amazing prestigious university to feel like your life so far in school has been successful or been worth it. I guess I just feel like in high school there was so much focus on everything was just college. Everything you were doing in high school. I feel like I just cared so much about being in these like hard classes and like stressing myself out. And I remember sophomore and junior year specifically, I just like was so freaking stressed out with school all the time. I seriously just feel like high school I tried so hard, and why? For what? Like, what was I really trying to do? I didn't end up going to a prestigious university. I ended up going to a 2-year small private college for beauty industry merchandising and marketing, which I'm so happy that I did. But I feel like since I didn't really realize that I wanted to do that until more junior year, like senior year, the end of high school, I just cared so much about grades and trying my best and getting amazing grades and feeling like school was everything, which it obviously is important, but your high school grades in the grand scheme of life really don't matter that much. But in high school, I feel like it mattered so much. I felt like it was everything. So I would just tell myself, stop stressing over grades, being in all honors classes, taking AP classes if that shit is just going to stress you out. Like, I just did so much in high school. I remember I was taking AP and honors classes, I was doing cheerleading, I had a job at Old Navy, I was doing YouTube, I was doing dance, literally all in junior year of school, which is the hardest year of high school. Like, why? I don't think I was happy. I think I was very stressed and not sleeping very much. So I would tell my 18-year-old self, school is important, but it is not like end all be all. You don't need to try this hard that you're stressing yourself out and not getting enough sleep at night. It's just high school. Next thing I would tell my 18-year-old self is don't fall for the first guy that gives you attention. And saying that right now, I can be like, you know what, this is a really good tip for my younger self or a younger person. But I feel like in that time, if I had told myself this, I just wouldn't have believed myself. I wouldn't have listened. I wouldn't have not fallen for that guy. Because I feel like maybe a lot of us can relate to this, like young love or young lust that you think is love. And I feel like I was so desperate for that, especially by like the end of high school when I still hadn't had a boyfriend and I still hadn't like experienced love, that I really just went for the complete wrong person. I feel like I half regret it, and then half I'm like, I don't know, I guess it taught me a lot, so I don't regret it in the sense that I learned a lot from that experience. But I definitely do regret falling for that first person that gave me attention just because they gave me attention. Like, that was all I cared about. I really didn't have any other thing that qualified for me. Like, I didn't have a list of what I wanted or what I was gonna tolerate. I basically just went for anyone at the beginning when I was 18 years old that showed me the time of day. So I would say that it's just something I look back and I'm like, girl, what were you doing? Next thing I wish I knew when I was 18 is that my small little world in Georgia and my high school world was about to get so much bigger and so much better. There's nothing really you can do to prepare yourself for that, especially when you are about to go off to college in that kind of age, or maybe you're gonna move somewhere new. I just want to tell myself, like, your world is about to change in such a great way. You're gonna get out of this small town bubble that you've lived in for your whole life. You're gonna meet new friends, amazing friends. You're going to travel. You're gonna live in a completely new city, live on your own. And even more than just going to college and having that experience, I would say just like my world just opened up so much after I left high school. And you know, after 18, when you really are on your own, it's just such an exciting, youthful, fleeting time. I would just tell my younger self to get excited, because there's a lot of good in store, and I really am one of those people that believes it gets better after high school. I think for most people, we really are in this small, this is what people see us as in high school, this is what people know us as, and it's just a bit of a confusing time. But once you kind of get out of that and get out of those people that you have known your entire life, and you expand your world a little bit, even if it's just going to college 30 minutes away with different people, even if it's just not going to college and finishing high school and starting a job or starting something new that's not high school. It's like we meet all these new people and we have all these new experiences that really, it's nice to be able to reinvent yourself a little bit and kind of start over after what you've been known as in high school. So I would just tell my younger self to get freaking excited for all the new experiences I am going to have in the future. All right, this one's kind of funny. I would definitely tell my 18 and my 17 and my 16-year-old self to work on your driving. Like, you know how to drive, you got your driver's license, but you're not the greatest, because you definitely are gonna get like 20 speeding tickets by the time you're like 22. I've gotten so many speeding tickets in my life, and parking tickets obviously are kind of unavoidable, especially living in LA. Definitely got a few of those. But I would say, you know, the dumbest thing I did was when my car arrived from, we shipped it when I moved out to college, we shipped it to LA. And when my car arrived in LA, I took it on a joyride through downtown LA. I made a wrong turn. This is the first time I was driving in LA. Let's keep that in mind, people. I made a wrong turn, and I was all of a sudden going the wrong way on a one-way street. Like a huge, like 4-lane, 5-lane, one-way street in downtown LA. The cars are coming at me. Luckily, I was able to pull over and figure out that that was a big fucking flop. But yeah, Lindsay, I would say we're all gonna make mistakes, obviously. I never did that again after that experience, but work on your driving a little bit more, because you know, it could be better. All right, my next one, I feel like this is kind of personal to myself, because I have had my career since I was younger, my career on YouTube and my career just on social media and being an influencer and all of the things. So this is kind of more personal to me, but I would say going back to age 18, I was definitely, I was coming up a lot. My channel was growing really fast from the period of like end of high school to college. My channel grew so much. Like, even though I realized how exciting it was and it felt so cool and exciting, I think there's always that little part of you that doesn't realize that you might be taking it for granted, and like that this isn't how it's going to be forever. And I don't think I realized that until I was maybe 21, 22, and I started having struggles on YouTube and being like, oh damn, I guess that was my peak on YouTube. I would tell myself, just don't think that it's gonna be like this forever, and that you do really, really need to continue working hard and being consistent, because that is, I feel like, where I do have regrets with, at least with YouTube, is not realizing until it was too late that my breaks, whatever reason I had for them, they only impacted my channel in a negative way. And so I think it kind of took some time to realize that. And it is important, if you are doing something publicly and you're having success, I really do think it is important to be consistent. I like go back and tell myself, you know, your career is taking off right now, but that doesn't mean that this is gonna be forever, and you do need to continue working really hard and making sure that you're staying up with, you know, your content. And even though obviously at this time I was in college, so it's getting a bit harder to balance everything, and I was experiencing new people and new life, so I don't regret having those experiences, but I do regret a little bit not realizing so much, hey, don't let this slip through the cracks, because it's gonna affect you in the future. All right, I hope you guys don't mind if I read this next one, because I really want to get the wording right that I wrote down. But this, what I wish I knew at 18, this one is, he is not worth your time, tears, worries, or love, period. it shouldn't be this much work if it was meant to be, or it wouldn't be this much work if it was meant to be. I would just tell myself that about so many guys, not only when I was 18, but when I was 18, 19, 20, like all those young ages before I started realizing like I really want someone who picks me. I think I for so long would just pick anyone that was available, even if they did shitty things to me or they ghosted me for 2 weeks at a time and then came back and were like, hey, you know, those are just things that are not okay, and those are things that are red flags. And I would go back and tell myself, no matter how much you think you care about this person and you think that they feel the same way, I just made a lot of young, dumb decisions relating to love. And just, I would say overall, my biggest regret at this time being younger was giving too much of my love and my energy to people that were not reciprocating that in the same way, and people that had no intention of committing to me the way I felt like we were going to be. And honestly, looking back, like I wrote, he's not worth your time, because that's what I've realized. These type of guys or girls, these type of people, especially when you're younger, but at any age, if someone is not putting in the same amount of effort as you're putting in and someone's not putting you first, they're really just not worth your time, and they're not worth all the stress and like worrying, why isn't he texting me back? It's like, it wouldn't be that hard if it was meant to be. Love definitely is work, but you know what I mean, you know what I'm kind of saying. If this person if this person's always making you wonder what they're doing and why they're not contacting you and why they're not making you as big of a priority as you're making them, it's like, that goes to show you, I think, that they're probably not the right person, or it's just not the right timing. Maybe they're a great person, but they just can't give you what you want right now. I think that's an important thing to realize too. Okay, next thing I would tell my 18-year-old self is your high school weight, sorry girl, is not going to last. You're not gonna look like your little stick self for much longer. You are going to get those hips and you're going to gain some weight when you go to college. I feel like that's pretty normal, but it's kind of hard to tell yourself when you're younger, hey, oh my god, am I gonna like have this body forever? I used to be a lot skinnier, and I mean, not like a lot skinnier, I'm just saying I used to be built a little bit different before I got like hips. I would tell myself, hey, you're not gonna have your high school body forever. It's going to change. Bodies change, and that is okay. Probably a lot of us girls can relate to that, especially, I don't know, just growing up. Bodies change, metabolism slow down sometimes, and it is okay to not look like you did when you were 17. All right, it's fine. All right, next thing I would tell my 18-year-old self, get a better fake ID, because yours sucks. It's definitely gonna get taken away. I had 2 different sets of fake IDs from age 18 to probably 20, 21. You know those years where you're living on your own and you're like, you know what, I just need a damn fake ID. So mine was better the first time I got it, when I first like moved out for college. Those got taken away. I think I lost one and the other one got taken away because it was my bad, honestly, not because the ID was bad. It was one of my errors. Like, I didn't know the year I was born on the ID or something. But my second one was just so freaking bad. Like, it just looked so fake. It was one of the ones from Arizona that they don't expire for 50 years. So it literally said on the thing like, expires in 2056. And people would like look at that because it's right next to the birth date and be like, what the fuck? Like, this ID just looked so fake. I think I used it like 2 or 3 times before it got taken away. So Lindsay, invest in a better fake ID, okay? Next thing I wish I knew when I was 18, or just, you know, all those kind of years. Take in moments without your phone, without having the need to post and record it, which is still to this day a little bit of a struggle for me, because I think we can all kind of relate with like Instagram stories and Snapchat and posting on Instagram. It's like, well, when you go somewhere and you do something fun, you want to post that sometimes. You want to post that, you want to remember that memory, you want to take a photo, and that's totally fine. But I think sometimes for me, especially a lot more when I was younger and filming everything for a vlog or whatever it is, or taking a bunch of pictures or being on my phone too much, it's like that was probably, and still does to this day, still like affect the moments a little bit, and taking it in, and always needing to like post where I am or things like that. So I've kind of tried to stray away from that a little bit in the last few years. not constantly feeling like I need to take a picture of this or post this, but also balancing that out with wanting to have memories and obviously wanting to have a few nice photos or videos or whatever it is, but not letting that get in the way of your good time and taking in the real moment for what it is. All right, this next one. You are going to go through a big change in Lindsey from Georgia high school Lindsey to LA college Lindsey. There's gonna be a lot of changes, not only physical, but the way you present yourself. And I feel like if I could talk to my younger self, I would say that you probably aren't gonna notice it much while it's happening, but everyone else is gonna notice it. I would like to really think, and I firmly believe that I've become a better person, a much more open-minded person. Obviously, your world and your mind and everything expands since you are 18 years old. So I would just say, you know, you are gonna change. People are gonna say that you've changed a lot, but you're really just, you're just growing. You're figuring out who you are. You're having new experiences, and you're not the same person as you were when you were living in Georgia in your pink bedroom. As much as some people might think that's sad, we're all gonna grow up someday, right? We all can't stay 18 forever. Next one is only 3 words, and it is, this is temporary. I think this is a really good one. If you guys take away anything from this video, I think we could all kind of relate to that, of like this feeling or this place or this mindset is actually, it's temporary. It is not gonna be like this forever. It always feels in the moment like it's end all be all, but these things are temporary, and try to enjoy the time that you do have when you are young, because it's kind of sad, but literally today, the day you're watching this, the day I'm making this video, this is the youngest that we're ever going to be, at least in this life. And that's, whenever people say that, I'm like, oh my god, that is really fucking true. Like, geez. But enjoy your youth, enjoy every freaking age. Also, just know that where you are is temporary, and you will work through it, and you will work through whatever issue you're having or whatever feels like it's the end of the world. It might take time, but it is temporary. All right, last thing I would tell my 18-year-old self. Seriously, I probably wouldn't have listened to myself, but Lindsey, 18-year-old Lindsey, and 18-year-old anyone watching, or if you just need to hear this, save your damn money. Seriously, don't just listen to this and be like, yeah, I should save money. Literally save some freaking money for a rainy day. Especially when you're young and you're in college. That's the years where people are always, you know, usually more broke and need money more. And seriously, if you just start saving and getting into those habits at a younger age, it's obviously not fun to save money. It's really not fun, but it's a lot more fun to save money and have savings later on than to later on be like, oh damn, I'm broke. Probably should have saved some of that money I spent on whatever the hell it was years back. And I think I was saving a bit at the time. Like, I didn't just like blow through all my freaking money, but I also would say that just like living in LA and going through apartments and going out and being young, obviously that kind of stuff, you're just gonna spend money on your apartment and your rent and going out with people and dinners and all the crap. And I wish that I had been, you know, more strict with myself from a much younger age of actually putting away savings that I wasn't going to touch. So we can only move forward from these things. We can only grow from these things, but that is this video. If you guys made it until the end, this was a pretty long one. Shocking. If you guys made it till the end, give this video a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below just what you could relate to in this video, or if you want to see more videos like this. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and let me know what other topics you want me to discuss similar to this, or you can always leave video requests in the comments. I love taking you guys' requests, knowing what you guys want to see, and there's a lot more videos to come. So thank you guys for being amazing and watching my channel, and I really love you and hope you have a great day or night. Peace. I can hear your heart close off by the nightstand. Tuesday on the duvet, dive bar city, drinks up all night. First time, baby, that I felt this right.